Hello friends, I am an aptitude trainer from the Department of Career Planning and Development. Friends, the topic that we have started today, that is direction sense. In this chapter we have the concepts of which we need to understand the theoretical aspect as well as the practical. That is why in this we just start with some theory and then followed by some practice questions. So friend, in this chapter the first thing that we need to know, that is the classification of directions. As the slides mentioned that there are main direction is cardinal directions. Main we have north, south, east and west. Like the north we have on the top and south we have at the bottom, where west we have on the left side and east we have on the right side. And between these main directions we have cardinal directions, like north east is between north and east. In the same way we have south is between south and east, southwest between south and west, and northwest between north and west. In this sense we have these 8 directions. So now what we can say to remember this first direction, what we need to understand, that is the word news. News means that is north, east, west and south. These 4 are the main directions we have. Now the next thing what we need to understood, that the angle between the direction. There is always a 90-degree angle between the 2 main directions. Like here we have the angle between the north and the east, we have the angle of 90 degree. So this is the angle between the 2 main directions we have, whether we are moving in the clockwise direction or in the anti-clockwise direction. That means the angle between north and west is also of 90 degree. Whereas the second direction we have, there is always a 45-degree angle between any of the main direction and the cardinal direction just after that. That means here we have northeast and east. Northeast is a cardinal direction, whereas east is a main direction. So here we have cardinal direction and main direction. The angle between them is of 45 degree. So this 45 degree angle we have always between any of the main direction and the cardinal direction, like this as well. So whatever the cardinal or main direction, the angle between them is of 45 degree. Now the next thing what we need to understand, that is the direction of the angles. To solve the movement question, it is very necessary to know about the rotations of angle that can be of 2 types, whether in the right direction, which is of clockwise. This is to be understood, that is right direction or the rightward movement or the right direction we always have in the clockwise direction. So right direction or clockwise direction we have in the form in one is the same manner. So now the thing what we need to understood, that if we start from the 0 degree, then the angle from 45 degree on the clockwise direction we have over there, 90 degree on this, that is east side, 135 degree in the southeast, 180 degree at the south, and so on for rest of the directions. Whereas for anti-clockwise side we have the opposite concept, that is the leftward movement or left direction we have over the anti-clockwise direction. One is the same thing we have. Mean in the anti-clockwise side, if it starts from the 0, that is north we have, and moves toward 45 degree, that becomes northwest, and so on for the rest of the directions we have. Mean as per the steps we have the number of directions. Here we need to understood that all directions we have in the multiple of 45, and as here we have 8 directions, so we just need to recall the first 8 multiples of 45. Like the first multiple of 45 is 45, then second we have as 90, third we have as 135, fourth as 180, fifth as 225, sixth as 270, seventh as 315, and eighth as 360. So these are the first 8 multiple of 45 that we need to understood before proceed toward the practice question of this chapter. Now the next thing what we need to understood, that is how a person changes direction. Mean direction will be changed when a person takes a right turn or a left turn. Here we have the concept. We can draw the figure like this. Suppose for the right turn we just have a directions like this. That means if a person is in the north direction, his right is in the east side, mean north turns to east, whereas south turns to west. If we move toward the east, now east right is to the south, whereas west towards the north. So these are the statements that we have for the right, whereas for the left we just need to recall this figure. where for left what we can say, if a person is moving towards north, his west is the left side of his. If he is moving in the west, south is his left, and for south, east is the left, and for east, north is the left. So this is the statement that we need to understood about the right side movement and left side movement when a person is taking a right turn or the left turn according to the directions. Now here we have the example over the question of direction, like if a person is walking towards east 50 meters, like a person is walking east 50 meters, then turn toward his right and walk 100 meters. For east, right is in the south. From here he walks 100 meters if this is the starting position of his. Now later in the journey he turned towards his right hand direction and walked for 150 meters. Now again his right is for this direction where he moves towards 150 meters. Now finally he turns toward the right and walk for another 100 meters. If he walk toward this direction for 100 meters, so in which direction he is right now? He is in the north direction. So we need to understand the question step by step, and we just need to move the person as per the figure, as per the statements we have one by one to have the final answer. Now the statement number second. Now the example number second what we have. Now the example number second what we have. In this, a man is facing toward west. It means a man is facing toward west. Now and he takes a 45-degree clockwise turn. 45-degree clockwise turn. Now he turns towards northwest. Then he took a turn of 270 degree. Then he took a turn of 180 degree clockwise. 180 degree means now he faces the opposite direction, that is southeast. From there he took a 270 degree turn of anti-clockwise. If he takes a 270 degree of anti-clockwise turn, that means he is facing toward this direction, that is southwest. And as per this figure, the answer we have over this, it means a person is facing toward the S side, which defines the southwest direction. That is the answer for this question, because the question is asking in which direction is he facing at the end. Now we need to understand the concept of minimum distance. Minimum distance we can have by using the formula of Pythagoras. Now in this what we need to understood, that is the minimum distance is the distance between the initial and the final position. Like suppose if a person starts from this point, that is point A, and travel towards south of B meters, like suppose, and reaches point O and take a left turn from this side, mean toward the east, and walk for A meters, reaches point B. Now what is the shortest distance between A and B? That is the point, that is the C meters we have, which we can find by using the Pythagoras theorem, where we can say hypotenuse is under root of P square plus B square. So this is the thing that we use here to have the minimum distance, and the Pythagoras theorem is the most important theorem we have in the chapter of directions, where we need to find the minimum distance between the initial and the final point. Now we have an example for this. In this question, Mayank walked 20 meters north. It means a person starts from point A and walked 20 meters towards north, and then took a right turn and walks for 30 meters. His right turn is toward the east and walk for 30 meters, reaches point C, from where he turns toward his right again and walk for 35 meters in this direction, mean for east. The right is toward the south. He is moving towards point D for 35 meters, from where he took a left turn of 15 meters. The left for south is in the east direction again, for which he walks for 15 meters and reaches point E. Now at finally he took again a left turn and walks for 15 meters. For east, left is in the north direction, from where he walks for 15 meters and reaches point F. Now if we find the directions and how far is from the starting point, then we got to know that A and F is in the straight line. Hence the total distance is, the distance here is 30 we have, and the distance here we have like 15. The total distance is 30 plus 15, that is 45 meters. And as we can say, F is in which direction of A? F is in the east of A. Hence the answer is F is in the east of A and 45 meters. distance between them. Now we have another example for this type of question where we have Sandhya starting from her house and goes 4 meters in the east. It means it starts from his house and walk for 4 meters toward east, and then she took a right turn and goes for 3 meters. It means as he goes 4 kilometers and then took a right turn and walks for another 3 kilometers. From that, what is the shortest distance to reach her house? That means the shortest distance between this point to this point, that is considered as a hypotenuse, which means hypotenuse is p square plus b square under root we have. That means if we need to find the minimum distance, the answer is under root 4 square plus 3 square, that is 16 plus 9 whole square, 25 whole square, that gives us the value 5 kilometers. Hence the shortest distance is 5 kilometers between her house and her final position. Now the next we have the concept of shadows. In this, what we need to understood, the shadow is always opposite to the direction from where the light comes. That means in the morning time, sun is in the east, that we can say sun is in the east side when there is a morning, whereas sun is in the west if there is an evening. That we need to understood. So now, if the shadow is to the west, of a person, that means the shadow is to the right of a person who is facing toward south, and shadow is to the left of a person who is facing north. Whereas if shadow is to the left or to the east, we can say if shadow is to the east, then east is the left of a person who is facing toward south and right to the person who is facing toward north condition. Now the next thing what we need to start, that is next thing what we need to understood, that in the morning time or the sunrise time, we can say if the person is facing towards sun, the shadow is toward the back of the person, that is in the west direction, and then the person is facing towards south, the shadow will be in the right of the person. And if a person is facing toward west, the shadow is toward the front of the person, which is in the west direction as well. And if the person is facing toward north, the shadow is toward the left of a person. Now here we have the example that one evening Vandana and Swati were talks to each other face to face. Like this we can say two persons talk to each other face to face, and it's a evening time. That means sun is toward the west side and the shadow is toward the east. Now the question is saying the Vandana shadow is exactly to the left of Swati. If shadows are to the left of the Swati, it means Swati is facing toward south. If Swati is facing toward south, then obviously Vandana is facing toward north. Hence the answer of this question is that is Vandana is facing towards north direction. Now the next example what we have, if Yadav sees the rising sun behind the temple and the setting sun behind the railway station from his house, what is the direction of the temple from the railway station? Now here we need to understood the sun is setting at the west, so west is the direction of railway station, as sun is rising in the east, which is the direction of temple. And if we need to understood that what is the direction of temple from the railway station, so the temple is in the east of railway station, hence the solution of this question is east direction. So friend, it is all about the direction sense that we have. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye bye and take care.